Let's progress with this topic. Let's learn how to solve equations which have linear equations on one side and a number on the other side. Very simple. Look at this. This is the linear equation on the left hand side. That's a number on the right hand side. So there are two possible ways of solving this, guys. The first method is called as a balancing method. So what is balancing? The word says can be balanced on both sides. For example, I have that's the equal sign. Let's say 2 is equal to 2. That makes sense to me, isn't it? Now, what if I add a 3 on the right hand side? So that becomes more heavy, that becomes light. So that looks like this is 5 and this is 2. It's not balanced, isn't it? What I do is simple. If I add 3 on the right hand side, I should also add 3 on the left hand side. Now see what happens. This is 2 plus 3. Let me add 3 here also. That becomes 5 and that is equal to 5. Right, very simple. So that is called balancing. If I add something here, I should add something here also. So how many possible ways can I do? For example, if I take 2 is equal to 2, that makes sense. Can I subtract both sides? Let's say it's minus 1 and minus 1. That becomes 2 minus 1 is 1, 2 minus 1 is 1. It means what? I can add the same number on both sides. I can subtract the same number on both sides. Also, if you have 2 is equal to 2, can I multiply the same number on both sides? Let's check. If I multiply 3 on the left hand side, 3 on the right hand side, that becomes 6 is equal to 6. Alright, we understand 3 powers. We can add same number on both sides. We can subtract same number on both sides. We can multiply with the same number on both sides. And if at all you have 2 is equal to 2, we can actually divide on both the sides with the same number. Let's say I divide both sides by 5 and 5. So I can see that left hand side is equal to right hand side. Let's take another example. If I have 10 is equal to 10, which is logically correct, can I divide both the sides with 2? Possible. Why? That becomes 5 and that becomes 5. Look at this. These are the 4 powers we have. Based on these methods, guys, can we solve this equation using balancing method? Look at this. I come back to this guy. I'm very sure that the left hand side and the right hand side are equal. That is 2x minus 3 is equal to 7. Now, first of all, x is what I'm looking for. Keep this in mind. Okay, we're just learning the techniques. This is what I need. So there are 2 more numbers. 1 is 2 and 1 more is 3. Then I can see that 3 is far from x, okay, and 2 is very close to it. 2 is basically multiplier attached to it and 3 is far. So when I have to clean this everything on the left hand side other than x, let's suppose cleaning process only. What will I clean first? I should not have 3 here because this guy is far from x. So what I do is simple, guys. If I want to remove 3 in the left hand side, what I do is there's a negative 3 here. I'll add 3 on the left hand side. Since I did it here, I'll also do it here. So what's happening is very simple. Minus 3 and plus 3 would actually cancel up to give you a 0. Fine. So what you get here is 2x. Beautiful. On the right hand side, 7 plus 3 would be 10. Very nice. So it means I just executed this part that I can add the same number on both the sides. Beautiful. Now look at this. Here I don't want 2 now. So what should I do? How can I remove 2? This is multiply, right? So basically I divide with 2 on both the sides. Why is it? Because this will cancel up to leave alone x on the left hand side, which I'm looking for. That's how we find the solution. So on the right hand side, 2 1 times and 2 5 times and x is equal to 5 is the answer. Very, very simple. So that is called as a balancing method. Now let's talk about the second method, guys, to solve the same problem. Now it is called as transposing method. So it's a very simple thing. Let's talk about a simple story. Let's say that's an equal sign and we call it to be a magic wall. So what happens around the magic wall? Let's talk about it. So that's the magic wall. Let's say there's a boy here, and if the boy jumps on the other side, it becomes a girl. How simple is the magic, isn't it? And if a girl jumps on the other side, it becomes a boy. It happens the same way on the other side. If a girl or a boy jumps from here to here, it becomes the opposite sex. So this is the rule, very simple rule. So now if we connect this rule to this, let's say plus is a boy and minus is a girl. Alright, so what's happening? If I have that is equals, let's say we have x plus 3. Now plus 3 is what? Let's say we have a 5 here. Plus is a boy, 3 is a number. Now I am trying to move this 3 on the other side, or I say 3 is jumping on the other side. So we know that it's plus 3, it's boy 3. So when it jumps on the other side, see everything remains same. Equal is here, x is here, 5 is here. No one is moving anywhere, so everything looks like that. But 3 is jumping on this side, so it becomes a girl 3. Very simple logic, guys. Alright, so if 3 jumps on the other side, a plus would become minus. Now what happens? X is equal to 5 minus 3 is how much? 2. That's the answer. Now according to this logic, if I have to solve this guy, look at this. 2x minus 3 is 7. Now what's happening? I just don't want 3 here on the left hand side. I want 3 to move on the other side, so I can see equals is just like that, 7 is just like that, I'm writing 2x just like that, and now 3 is jumping on the other side, so minus 3 jumps on the other side, becomes plus 3. How simple is that? Now 2x is equal to 7 plus 3 is 10. Beautiful. Now that was the first rule. All right, that is the jumping rule of plus and minus. Now there's another rule. If you have the equal sign, and now the magic is a little different. Anything which is multiplied with x, if it goes on the other side, let's say we have 10 here itself. So when 2 jumps on the other side, basically when it is multiplied, it does not go with a minus 2 or a plus 2. It basically goes down like that. So remember, this is the rule for plus and minus. Plus is a boy, minus is a girl. If plus jumps on the side, becomes a minus. Minus jumps on the side, becomes a plus. All right. Now in this case, it's a multiplication and division rule. What happens is this: when 2 multiplied with x goes on the other side, it just goes as the division right down there. That is 2. So basically, it goes down. Now come back to this guy. Applying the second rule here. 2 goes on the other side, but it does not go as a minus 2 because there's no plus sign in between these two guys. It goes as in division. It goes in the denominator because it's multiplied here. So x is 10 divided by 2. That goes like 5. So we got the same answer as we got here. This is more easier. Doing the same operations both sides becomes tedious, it becomes lengthy. So basically we follow these methods. So there are 2 rules we need to understand. All right, a boy jumps, it becomes a girl. A girl jumps, it becomes a boy. If a multiplication goes on the other side, becomes division. And similarly, for all I have x by 2 is equal to 5, and if 2 has to go on the other side where 2 is divided by x, basically now 2 will go on the other side multiplying with 5. So x would be 5 times 2. So that's how it works. If it is multiplication, it goes as division. If it is division here, it goes as multiplication. One rule. And the other rule is this one. So let's practice this rule with more number of problems, guys.